Election day and voters are headed to the polls, including Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed. He cast his ballot for the person he wants to succeed him. He endorsed Atlanta City Councilwoman Keisha Lance Bottoms last month.
Mary Norwood is also a city councilwoman, and she's not far behind in the polls, and both candidates are confident they could win. Now, we have team coverage of today's vote. Deidre Dukes at the Norwood watch party, but we're going to start with Morse Diggs, who's at Bottoms' watch party. Morse?
Well, it's been predicted that Mary Norwood and Keisha Lance Bottoms will be the two that will end up in a runoff. And if that matchup comes to pass, the two of them have had plenty of practice at City Hall going at each other. Miss Lance Bottoms is no shrinking violet. She spent the day going canvassing from poll to polls, as many as she could get to, more than a dozen. She voted at Frickett Elementary School, her precinct. She was greeted by supporters there. She feels very good. I had a chance to talk with her. She says she feels very good about the outcome. Now, for those of you who don't follow City Hall politics, let me tell you a little bit about her. At City Hall, she's worked on housing displacement, trying to ensure residents who choose to remain in their homes will be able to stay there and not be driven out by high property values and taxes. She's also worked a lot on public safety. In fact, she knew firsthand that whole issue we had with sliders at gas stations. She, in fact, was a victim there. So she's worked a lot on public safety. We're going to be here. She won't get here until this evening. She's going to work the polls until they close at 8 o'clock. I'm going to toss now to my colleague, Deidre, who's over at the Mary Norwood campaign. Deidre?
Yeah, Mo, and of course, Mary Norwood has led the field, this crowded field of candidates. Until recently, in just the past few weeks, she's watched as Keisha Lance Bottoms has really chipped away at that lead. Still, when we caught up with Mary Norwood as she voted this morning, she appeared confident, upbeat. She stressed that she believes that she is the mayor for all of Atlanta. Now, she said that Norwood administration would be completely inclusive. It would reflect the best of Atlanta and promised a bright, promising future of prosperity for all Atlantans. As she stressed, she has always been an independent, even though, as we know, her opponents have labeled her a closet Republican. Now, Norwood will watch election results at 2 locations tonight. Her first stop will be at her campaign headquarters on MLK Drive, that is in Southwest Atlanta. Then she will head here to 103 West, joining supporters in Buckhead at around 9 tonight. Of course, we will be live throughout the night for reaction from Norwood and her supporters. That's latest live in Buckhead. Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
All right, thanks so much, Deidre. Well, the only other candidate that the polls have in double digits is former Atlanta COO Peter Amon. He and his wife voted at Sarah Smith Elementary School, and his daughter even came home from college to vote.
9 other candidates are running, including a former Fulton County Commission chairman, a state senator, and a former city council president. The number of candidates will likely force a runoff. That will happen if no candidate gets more than 50% of the votes. Several other big issues are on the ballot across Georgia. Voters in Atlanta will also elect a city council president. Fulton County voters will pick a commission chairman. Voters in Athens, Clark County, DeKalb, and Spalding counties will vote on local sales taxes to fund transportation projects. Voters in Fayette and Floyd counties will vote on an education tax.
Now, the polls close at 7 o'clock everywhere except in the city of Atlanta. Voters there can cast ballots until 8, and we're going to bring you all the results on fox5atlanta.com and our Fox 5 Atlanta Facebook page. Also, be sure to watch our live team coverage, including analysis from the Georgia Gang's Phil Kent and Jeff Dickerson. That's tonight on Fox 5 News at 10 and News Edge at 11.